5 seconds. Leave guaranteed in the special leave petitions. The present appeals relate to a common judgment dated 24th September 2007 passed by the High Court of Uttarakhand, Nainital into two income tax appeals and a judgment of the Punjab and Haryana High Court dated 29th January 2010 in Pine Grove International Charitable Trust versus Union of India 2010 327 ITR 273. Various other appeals existing accepting civil appeal number 8962 of 2010 are filed by the Union of India oblique Central Board of Direct Taxes in cases where the aforesaid judgment in Pine Grove has been followed. Section 10 incomes not included in total income. In computing the total income of a previous year of any person, any income falling within any of the following clauses shall not be included. Any income of a university or other educational institution existing solely for educational purposes and not for purposes of profit. We have here learned counsel for the SSCs as well as learned counsel for the revenue. The SSCs argue that the impugned judgment is contrary to the law laid down by at least three Supreme Court judgments. Further, the wrong test has been adopted and followed, which is a test laid down by the assessing officer and not by an Supreme Court judgment, namely that whenever a profit surplus is made by an educational institution, it ceases to exist solely for educational purposes and becomes a profit making enterprise. In support of the Punjab and Haryana High Court judgment under appeal, counsel for the SSCs argued that since the sole basis for not granting them exemption for the assessment year under question was the following of the Uttarakhand High Court judgment, if the said judgment is found to be incorrect, they are bound to succeed. For that reason, the revenue's appeal against the Punjab and Haryana High Court judgment should be dismissed. Counsel for the revenue, on the other hand, attempted to support the Uttarakhand High Court judgment by stating that the section does not contemplate the making of large profits. If an educational institution in fact makes large profit, then even though it may plug such profits back into the purchase of assets for education, yet such institution cannot be said to be existing solely for educational purposes. It would then become an institution which would really be for profit. The writ petitions stand disposed of in the above terms. The view of the Punjab and Haryana High Court has been followed by the Delhi High Court in St. Lawrence Educational Society regarding versus Commissioner of Income Tax and ANR 2011-53 DTR delete 130. Also in Tolani Education Society versus Deputy Director of Income Tax Exemption and ORS 2013 351 ITR 184, the Bombay High Court has expressed a view in line with the Punjab and Haryana High Court view following the judgment of this court in the Surat Art Silk Manufacturers Association case and Aditnar Educational Institution case as follow. Education has to be responsive to a rapidly evolving society. The provisions of Section 1023C cannot be interpreted regressively to deny exemptions so long as the institution exists solely for educational purposes and not for profit. The test is met. We approve the judgments of the Punjab and Haryana, Delhi, and Bombay High Courts. Since we have set aside the judgment of the Uttarakhand High Court, and since the Chief CITS orders cancelling exemption which were set aside by the Punjab and Haryana High Court were passed almost solely upon the law declared by the Uttarakhand High Court, it is clear that these orders cannot stand. Consequently, revenues appeals from the Punjab and Haryana High Court judgment dated 29/1/2010 and the judgments following it are dismissed. We reiterate that the correct tests which have been called out in 3/6 Supreme Court judgment stated above, namely Surat Art, Silk Cloth, Aditnar, and American Hotel and Lodging would all apply to determine whether an educational institution exists solely for educational purposes and not for purposes of profit. In addition, we hasten to add that the 13th provision to Section 1023C is of great importance in that assessing authorities must continuously monitor from assessment year to assessment year whether such institutions continue to apply their income and invest or deposit their fund in accordance with the law laid down. Further, it is of great importance that the activities of such institutions be looked at carefully. If they are not genuine or are not being carried out in accordance with all or any of the conditions subject to which approval has been given, such approval and exemption must forthwith be withdrawn. All these cases are disposed of, making it clear that revenue is at liberty to pass fresh orders if such necessity is felt after taking into consideration the various provisions of law contained in Section 1023C read with Section 11 of the Income Tax Act.